Okay, let's continue on the last video. So we were talking about the targeting, and here this tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 cities. Initially, these cities were classified on the basis of some allowances like HRA and some allowances which was given by the government. But now it is being classified based on the population. I think most of you will be familiar, like all the metro cities like Chennai, Bangalore, these all come under tier 1. And if you look at Tamil Nadu, cities like Madurai, Tiruchirappalli, all this will come under tier 2, and henceforth according to the population it is being divided. Okay, now going further, we will get into the core concept of targeting. So it signifies only those segments that it want to adopt as its market. As we were already talking, we are not going to get into all the market, like no, whatever how many number of markets groups we have made, we are not going to try to satisfy with all the particular group. Say if you take Royal Enfield, it is going to satisfy only the people in the allied group, catering in the high quality, high price, and based on their lifestyle. So only those group of people Royal Enfield is going to try to cater. It is not going to try to cater at compete with a company like TVS in the lower segment. Okay, so the company can decide which particular segment it is going to select, and it is going to provide product or service. So the target marketing is the act of evaluating, selecting, and focusing on those market segments that the company will intend to offer its marketing program and serve effectively. So the company is going to evaluate, in the sense, try to understand whether it will be commercially feasible. It will like to compare, find out what is the strength of the market, what is the weakness of the market, and what is the strength of that particular company, whether that company will be able to serve that particular market, and then select and then focus on that particular market. So that is what is called as target marketing or targeting. Now we have different types of ways in which we can select the market. So we have been always talking about, we are going to divide the market into different groups, right? Here, for example, if you look at this square, there are 9 squares: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Meaning we have divided into 9 groups. P1, P2, P3 will all stand for product. M1, M2, M3 will always stand for market. Meaning you cannot provide the same product to all the people in the group. Okay, so for this particular market 1, product P1 is being provided. For this particular market, P2 is being provided. Here P3. So P3 is being provided in this region. So based on this, uh, how to evaluate the and select the market segment, there are some classification. The first one is called as a single segment concentration. So as the name says, the company is going to select only one particular segment, and it is going to satisfy people in that particular segment. So if you look at this product P2, so the company is going to select only this particular segment. I mean, just for example, it can select any one segment. It can also select this, it can select this, this or this or this. But we are talking about selecting only one particular segment, and the company is going to very clearly going to cater, like no, or satisfy to that particular segment. The company selects a single segment, it gains a strong knowledge of the segment needs and wants, and achieves a string market position in the segment. Like the example that we saw in Taj, okay, the in that particular Taj, or like what we had is one Vivanta, which is for the elite group of people, right? But again, if you talk about Mahindra and Mahindra, which is specifically catering to the agricultural market, providing tractors for agricultural market. or sometimes we have specialized hospital, especially for cancer, or it may be for fertility care. In those cases, it is all single segment concentration. What they do is they select only that particular segment, and they are trying to satisfy that particular group of people. So here, but when they're going to cater only to one single segment, they should have a very strong knowledge in that particular segment. Okay. The second one is called as selective segment specialization. Selective segment specialization. It is also called as multi-segment specialization market. Okay. Why do we say multiple segment is they have not taken only one segment, or they have not followed any order. Here and there they have picked up some randomly. The company selects a number of segments, fits objectives and resources, and all these segments seems to be potentially viable. So those cases are called as multiple segment specialization. The best example is usually with the um, companies like Procter and Gamble, Tata, Unilever. I'll show you this Unilever brand. So if you take Unilever brands in India, especially, look at the different range of products. Okay, see, uh, you on the soap powder category itself, you will have Rin brand, you have Surf Excel, you have V. Again, when you take the uh, soaps here, you have Peers, you have Hamam, and on the tea category, you have Three Roses, Taza. See, there are different group of people for which these products are actually being targeted. It is not the same people who use the Rin, and Surf Excel is not the same category of people. Okay, because Surf Excel is priced a bit high. Again, if you look, see, you also have the Dow here, but you also had the Hama. Each of this, and you also have the Lifebuoy. So, different group of people will prefer different products, right? So, this is what is being represented here. The company will select multiple segments and trying to satisfy them. The next one is the product specialization. So, they are so specialized in that particular product. So, whatever is the market, they will be trying to cater. Say, for example, if you take General Electric Company, which is more popular for like no manufacture of healthcare equipment. Say, for example, if they manufacture microscopes for market one, market two, market three. Even if you are a research development department, if you need a microscope, you got to approach them. You are an institution like no either a college or an university. You need microscope, they will satisfy your need. Or you may be having a laboratory like no a testing diagnostic center. If you need a microscope, there again they are available. So the product is satisfying the needs of people across the market. The next one is market specialization. Here they will try to satisfy all the people in the market. Okay, so either it is the upper class or the middle class or the lower class, everyone in the market is being satisfied with the product. So the firm concentrates on serving the needs of the different consumer group. The last one is called as the full market coverage. The full market coverage is the company will serve all the customer group. Example, if you take Coca-Cola, it is undifferentiated marketing. They don't have any segmentation. Later, we got some few products like Diet Coke for a particular targeted group of people, and some other variants of Coke we got. But the general Coke, which was initially launched, even which is popular now today, is targeted at the entire group of people. There is no differences at all. Or if you take a company like Microsoft, it provides whatever is the applications that is required, it is being provided. Or even today Google is to that extent, it provides whatever necessary applications, it is being provided by Google to a lot extent. So they try to provide a full extent coverage, and it can be also of a differentiated marketing. But when we talk about differentiated marketing, maybe inside this particular segment, they may try to do some differentiation. So that is what will be called as the differentiated marketing. And back again for differentiated marketing, it will be the examples of Unilever or Procter and Gamble. What they try to do is it try to cater different products, different segments, right? If you take the normal hair wash, they have different categories of products. Or if you take the soap powders or the soaps that we use, or the tea, whatever we saw, brands that we saw, all this has been used by different groups of people. So they have differentiated it and targeted it. So this is all about targeting. I hope the session gave you some insights about targeting. We will get back into you in the next class. Thank you.